Armand Toms, there's been some concern expressed that when your committee sits down on Monday to consider this issue, they're not going to have any time to read the report that's in front of them because it won't be ready until they sit down for that meeting. How are you going to deal with that?
There's two things. I've already spoken to Democratic Services. They're going to work tonight, tomorrow, and if they can get the papers out before the weekend, they will do so. And that will then cause a ring around to all the members that the papers on the web and we can read them before the meeting. If they're not on the web and we need to start on Monday, what we'll do is we'll open the meeting, do the preliminaries, the declarations of interest and all the other things that we do, and then we will stop the meeting, we will read the minutes and we'll be given adequate time and they'll be handed out to the public and we can sit there, read them, and then we will discuss them. So there will be a start-stop system, but we will have ample time and I will make sure that each committee member has that time to read the minutes properly.
How much time will you give people to read it? Some people read more quickly than others.
Councillors read minutes all the time, so that they will probably be faster than a lot of members of the public, but they will have ample time. And I will make sure that when I question them, have you had time? Have you read them? And if they all say yes, then I've got to accept that as face value.
Normal procedure at these meetings is that members of the public get, I think, 10 minutes, isn't it, to ask questions. On this issue, do you think 10 minutes is going to be long enough?
I think so. From what I've heard already, there are a couple of questions that have come in for this meeting. And of course, as chairman, I will read those out, or the person that if they come, they can read it out themselves, and then we will give them the appropriate answer. And of course, they always have the chance of a supplementary. And if we can answer it on the day, that we will. If we can't, we then take it away, and they will be answered.
The inquiry panel hasn't yet formulated its recommendation, but when it comes to your committee on Monday, will your committee have the opportunity to amend it if they don't agree with the recommendation?
Of course they will, because not everybody sees the same things and everything. And you know that I've been to every meeting of this inquiry. I've made about 70 pages of notes. I will not be involved in the actual next part of the meeting where it's, where they actually get down to the nitty-gritty of it, because I want to make my own decision. And that's the same as the rest of the committee. I want to be able to challenge what has been said, because in my notes already I've seen things that have come through that I think are quite sensible. Stuart Roden this morning was absolutely on the money with some of what he said, especially around about the training and all the rest of it, and I'm personally going to take that up.
I mean, a recurrent theme, as you say, Stuart Roden made this point as well. Why the rush? Those are the words that we hear time and time again. What is the urgency with getting this new vehicle set up by the 1st of April? Your committee has the power to delay it and allow more time for mature reflection.
That's correct. We could say that we're not going to have this system, we're going to have something else, we're going to have whatever the committee come up with, we will debate. And, in my mind, it is the system won't change unless we start working together. And the importance of working together is the main key factor for me, because it's not about us as councillors or the employees of the NHS, the doctors and everybody. It's about the patient. And I think that's come through clear, and all the understanding of everybody that's talked has said, put the patient first. And that's what I'd like to see in this report, that it's the patient that is in the circle of what we do and how we do it for Cornwall. It's
interesting. Some of today's evidence has been to the effect about what's already happening. We've heard from senior officials from the adult social care team saying that some joint commissioning is already underway and has been. So the step to set up an accountable care system, basically jointly commissioning all health services in Cornwall, is quite a bigger step further forward than that, isn't it? I mean, so what's the need and what's the rush to do such a dramatic step for something which is already being addressed? You know that we've already had the domiciliary care that's come through, and the joint between the council and the CCG, bringing it together and jointly commissioning services in that area. There will be further papers, I'm sure, that say that we join together at other services or other items that need to be commissioned jointly. And each time
that comes to scrutiny, it will be scrutinised to make sure that it's fit for purpose. The first one, I believe, is a small step, because actually seems sensible to actually have that one system. And to me, you know, if you're commissioning domiciliary care, there are a number of providers out there. We're asking them the same question, you know, but in two different locations. So bringing them together, to me, is common sense.
So just to summarise again, then your scrutiny committee meeting on Monday, there's no question of this being forced through in a hurry. There will be proper debate, and if necessary, you will call for a delay for further reflection.
Yes, and I will chair it, and I will make sure that at the end of the day, whatever is decided, whether it takes 1 hour or 10 hours, whatever it is, we will give it the full consideration. And it's up to the members, you know. I will challenge some of the things that I believe that I've seen and heard during the process, and represent the people of Cornwall, and I hope the others will do exactly the same.